I do not encourage nor condone any of the actions performed or products shown in this video. All of the videos are produced in a safe and controlled environment. Do not attempt to replicate any of the actions performed during this video.
Hello beautiful people from the internet, it is Connie over here. Welcome back to another video. Now today, it is the end of the day and I was about to come out for my smoke of the afternoon when I realized I had no more tobacco, and I said, this can't be. This means I will have to go to the gas station and socialize a little bit, which I'm not feeling like doing too much today. And so I decided to roll whatever amber leaf I had left with some chamomile tea. Look, for desperate times you must come up with creative solutions. At least that's what I've heard while I was growing up. And so today we have this monstrosity, which is amber leaf and chamomile tea. Let's see how it feels like. Tea somehow is always very rough on the throat. You just feel a sort of heat that you don't feel with normal tobacco, and I don't know where it comes from. Now, before you ask, no, it is not safe to smoke tea. Smoking anything in general is a bad thing, and I must say that to clear up any confusion, okay? I feel like it produces a lot of smoke also. Maybe a little bit more than with cigarettes. I wonder if I can do tricks with it. Well, this is sort of a cigarette, I suppose, but it produces more smoke than tobacco feels like it produces. I don't know if you know the feeling when you're finishing a pack of tobacco that you roll cigarettes with, and you look at the pack and you only have that little corner left with a little bit of like mashed up tobacco, and that's all you got left, and you're wondering, why didn't I get another pack before I let this one come to such a close end, you know? I remember doing this last year for the first time. I was having some lavender tea to smoke while having some lavender tea to drink as well. Today I didn't get so creative. It just makes for a very different experience. The flavors are way more similar to when I smoked herbs and flowers. There's a video in which I rolled a bunch of herbs and flowers into a cigarette, and it's way closer to tea than tobacco is. Of course, it makes sense because tea is like herbs and flowers, so it checks out, you know, but it's totally different from the taste of tobacco. And I have realized now that I'm experienced in this genre of smoking that different teas produce very different flavors, just like how when you drink them they taste very different, when they are smoked they taste very different as well. Today was a very chaotic day. Even if I wanted to go to the gas station to grab something, I couldn't, because today I'm recording this on Christmas Day. Merry Christmas whenever you're watching this. Christmas has passed in a while. I realized I actually ran out of tobacco on a day where I couldn't even get myself some more, you know, so I truly just had to get creative here. Christmas Day is always very chaotic for me because I end up interacting a lot more than I feel like I do on other days of the year, and I feel like my social battery throughout the years has been growing a little bit larger because I feel like I'm taking in social interactions with a lot more ease than I was in the years prior, you know, so I feel very happy about that. But I always end the day feeling tired, you know, and just like I need to sit somewhere like this and listen to nature for a little bit. Also, I feel like the light at the end of the day here looks very beautiful. It's sort of a cloudy day, so you cannot see it very well, but I feel like there's some light going on there in the back. And when the sun is peeking through, all of this part where I'm sitting looks a little bit orange, and it's very beautiful, and I love coming here in the afternoons. I don't know if this goes for every human out there, so I don't want to speak for all of you, but I feel like me, I recharge a lot in nature. You know, whenever I'm feeling stressed or complicated inside of myself, I just sit down somewhere like this, and I just close my eyes and I smell the dirt and I hear the birds, and as cliche as it may sound, it makes me feel a lot better and a lot calmer. And so I'm just really appreciative of the fact that I have nature around me, because I know that if I lived deeper in the city, maybe it would be more difficult to find nature spots such as this one to hang out at. Even listening to the sound of the cars is very therapeutic, because I feel like I'm listening to a small journey. So I can hear the car slowly come in my way, then I hear it very well when it's right beside me, and then I hear it making its way away from me, you know? And it's very predictable sound, so I really like it too. And it also somehow adds to the ambience of everything, you know, because listening to the quiet after a car passes feels even more serene than if it was just quiet all around, I think. Because when you get too used to a sensation, it may lose its magic because it becomes normal and expected, you know. But when you have a disturbance in the environment, and then that disturbance passes, you can experience the peace and quiet of the environment as if it was new again, you know? At least I feel this way. And I really enjoy having cars passing by, so I can constantly renew the feeling of serenity whenever they go, you know? There's a lot of 4-leaf clovers here. They are not 4-leaf, they are 3-leaf clovers. If I found a 4-leaf clover, I would be very lucky. There are so many over here. I mean, all of this that you're seeing, this is not grass. These are all clovers or cloves. I'm not sure how they're called. But maybe if I spend some time, I could find a 4-leaf one. I have never found one in my life. But I have a pretty big amount here to search through. I feel like I should have brought some water, something to ease my throat a little bit, because I had forgotten how tea is very, very harsh. The sensation of smoking it is very harsh on the throat somehow. Putting my tea cigarette out, I'm going to be using my little crate to hold it while I don't find a trash can. And man, this has just been the pause that I needed after a very social day. It is now 4:40 p.m. It has been a very great day. I spent it with my family. And there's even a swing here, which I might have to swing on. That is very, very fun. I discovered this swing last year when I was making a tour of this place, which is one of my favorite places to hang out at. It's just a very nice addition, and I'm very happy to have something like this here. It's just a stick that is being held by some cord on a tree. So it's a very simple thing, but it's very, very fun. I hope you have enjoyed today's video, my friends. I hope you've had a nice Christmas last year, and I hope you had a great entry into the new year. Whenever you're watching this, it's probably already 2026. So I hope it's going well. Thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful rest of your days, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye!